So the big day arrives. You're sailing through an interview. Everything's going wonderfully. You just feel like you're batting 1,000. And then all of a sudden, out of left field, comes the question. So, John, tell me, what do you see as your weaknesses? You know, that's the question I'm asked the most by people that I coach and counsel preparing for job interviews and looking to expand or enhance their careers. And I'll give you a tip in a few seconds on how to answer that. I'm John Jerkowitz, career and development consultant and coach, work with small businesses, individuals. You might say I span the globe when it comes to working in the business community, and my specialty is people. Okay, so back to the tip. You're sitting there and your palms are sweaty and moist because really it's a no-win question. You don't know what your interviewer's looking for. You don't want to say too much. You don't want to act like you're impervious or above the people you potentially hope to work with. So you kind of sit there and stare at your shoes for a few minutes or the top of the table. Now, before I give you the tip, it's important to understand this. There's a difference between weakness and learning. Every job I've ever had, including the one I've had the last 15 years, consulting and coaching and helping other people out, I've learned something every day, most times every hour. So I'm always open to learn. In every job I've ever had, I've learned more when I left than when I started. Learning has nothing to do with weakness. Okay, are you ready? Have I teased you enough? Here's how I would suggest you answer that question. As it relates to this job that I've applied to or for, I don't have any weaknesses. See, if I did, I wouldn't be sitting here with you. I'm qualified to do the job. Yeah, I know. Some of you going, that sounds a little haughty. That sounds a little arrogant. I don't know, John. But stop and think about it a minute. If you're really confident in your ability to perform a job, shouldn't that be your answer? If you weren't, would you be sitting there wanting employment? Maybe it's the job of your dream. Maybe it's the career you've worked so long and hard for. Do you really have weaknesses? So I'll give it to you one more time. As it relates to the job or the position I've applied for, I have no weaknesses. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. And I can tell you, it works. So if you have any other questions, you can reach me. On my lower third is my website. You can fill out a contact me form and I'll be more than glad to answer your question. Or if there's any questions you want on this daily career tip, I'll be more than glad to answer them for you. So here's to you, here's to learning, and here's to a fantastic career.